Okay, folks, we're here again talking about LSU football. And hey, look at this! Look at this! I'm all got my LSU shirt on, LSU mug. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Woo! Looks like Orgeron, Coach Orgeron, Ed Orgeron, is going to be the head coach of LSU football. We are waiting to hear. About to go over to the fifth floor of the LSU athletics building, and we'll have footage of that as well. And so we are really fired up. I think a lot of LSU fans are really fired up that LSU is keeping and retaining Coach Ed Orgeron as the head coach. It looks like Lane Kiffin or Sarkeesian is going to come in as offensive coordinator. So, yeah, we'll have a new offensive coordinator. Very explosive offense as well with the defense, and definitely need help on our special teams for sure. Maybe they'll let me be coach of the special teams. Yeah, what do you think? I can kick 35-yard field goals. Can't punt the ball, but I could definitely kick 35-yard field goals. Anyway, hoo. So we're waiting to go over there, and they're going to announce Ed Orgeron as head football coach. And as I was saying before, I lived in Southern California for about 10 years. Big LSU fan growing up. I mean, I was at football games as a kid when Ensminger was quarterback back in the 70s when Charlie Mack was there. Um, yeah, I followed LSU football from, you know, toddler all the way up to now. So, yeah, I remember being out in Southern California, going to all the USC football games when Pete Carroll was there. And Orgeron was actually there too. And, under Pete Carroll. Like I said before, I feel like Ed Orgeron really imitates Pete Carroll a lot. Kind of blow out the teams, play good defense, but play a very good offense as well. So put a lot of points on the board and make sure the other team doesn't score more than 10 or 14 points. I think the Florida game was a tough game, a tough situation. I think a lot of it was the weather had something to do with it as well. But LSU getting in the red zone 5 times, they could have scored 35 points or at least 28 points. If it wasn't for the kicker and a few fumbles from Darius Geis, and Mr. Williams there. And Allen didn't really have a good game either. But we saw in the Texas A&M game, boy, did they ever bring out the horses. Man, woo, putting 54 on John Chavis off defense for crying out loud. Woo, boy, woo. Crazy. I'm sure they're still trying to stop that offense. I think LSU just scored again on that John Chavis defense. Sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in there. But they went to College Station and they put up some numbers. And Darius Geis, 285 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. He breaks Leonard Fournette's record for LSU, most yards in LSU history in one game. So he had a great game. I saw him Tuesday night. He was out, and of course they had the Thursday night game against A&M, but he looked really good. He's definitely the future of LSU football as a running back. And it'd be incredible to catch him out of the backfield. Just dump it off to him out of the backfield. Watch him run up and down the field like a racehorse, for crying out loud. I'm sure if Lane Kiffin comes in, he's going to really use that to his credibility. And LSU's got some big receivers. Number 11, number 25, Gage, and Chalk. Who else? They got some really big 6'4", 225-pound wide receivers. Some are 6'6". I think I saw one at 6'7" at practice before. But these guys are big. They're big, and they need the ball. Get them the ball. Let them show their skills so they get into the NFL one day. That's what we need to do. That's it, brother. And I tell you what, Orgeron's defense and recruiting with Lane Kiffin or whoever the coordinator is coming in, LSU is going to be one tough cookie next year, definitely. A lot of LSU fans have a lot to look forward to. And this is definitely a team that they can put together to finally beat Alabama. compete and beat Alabama. Yeah, Paul Feinbaum sure didn't have a whole lot to say about it, but that's okay. Yeah, College Game Day had quite a bit to say about it. But yeah, we're getting ready also for the Ohio State Michigan game, but it's going to determine who's going to the playoffs. Whoever wins that game will stay in the top four. I believe Ohio State's going to take it. Michigan playing with a third string quarterback in the shoe is not gonna. It's not gonna happen. I think it could be a blowout, or Ohio State wins by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I don't really see it really being real competitive. Although Harbaugh probably thinks it's going to be competitive, but he hasn't really proven a whole lot. I mean, they played a lot of cupcake teams this year. Today, they're going to meet the real deal. If they win today, then they deserve to be in the playoffs. But if they lose today, which I think they're going to lose today, yeah, and all these other analysts this week talking about how Michigan's going to win and Ohio State's out, I don't see that happen. And I do see Alabama and Ohio State in the finals again to face off each other. Well, this year they'll be in the finals. 2 years ago, it was number one against number four, and Ohio State beat Alabama by 4 or 5 points. They were up 23-6 at one time. You're thinking the game is over, but Ohio State came storming back and won the game.